All right, well, good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, April 9th, 2020, 6 p.m. Tonight is the regular scheduled meeting of the Youngsville Mayor and City Council. Welcome all of you to the City of Youngsville's first virtual meeting, and appreciate your patience in advance as we navigate this new way of conducting city business. If you would, I would like to ask for the invocation to be led by Councilman Gary Williams, and that'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which I'll be leading this evening. Councilman Williams.
Okay, let's pray. Dear God, most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this time for us to gather to conduct city business. Dear God, I just pray for the whole country for this COVID-19 coronavirus. I pray for the country. I pray for the state, dear God, and most of all, I pray for the city of Youngsville, as we have also had family and friends have been touched so much by this, dear God. I just pray that you put your blessing and get rid of this thing so we can get back to normal. Dear God, I pray that tonight, as usual, that all the decisions that we make is first glorified to you, that we make them in our hearts, thinking of you first, dear God. I just continue to pray again, dear God, for the whole city, dear God. Forgive us where we failed thee. I pray this in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilman. Flag of the United States of America.
America. Republic which stands
one nation, under God,
indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, this evening, in accordance with Executive Proclamation JBE 2020-30, please be notified that the Youngsville City Council members will attend and participate in this meeting by remote access due to COVID-19. The city would otherwise be unable to operate due to quorum requirements. To open the meeting, I'm going to ask for ask the public for any public comments to please go ahead and dial in to 337-857-6937. I'll repeat, it's 337-857-6937. And I will read the agenda items on which the Youngsville City Council will be voting this evening, and for those items to which we'll be accepting public comment. I'd also like to invite the staff back to into the council meeting at this time. Agenda item 2.1 will be acceptance of minutes of March 12, 2020. Agenda item 3.1, acceptance of the finance report of February 2020. Agenda item 4.1, award the bid for the Fountain View Sewer Rehab Project to Gulf Coast Underground LLC in the amount of $216,800. Agenda item 4.2 is amend the 1999 sales tax budget in the amount of $200,000 to fund sewer testing in Highland Ridge subdivision. Resolutions, agenda item 5.1 is resolution 2020-07, authorizing the mayor to enter into a mutual assistance agreement between the city of Youngsville, city of Broussard, city of Karen Crow, and city of Scott for additional law enforcement protection for emergencies or special events. Agenda item 5.2 is resolution 2020-08, a resolution declaring that a public emergency exists due to the extreme road failure on Cedar Grove Drive, and possible other areas in Cedar Hills subdivision. Agenda item 5.3 is resolution 2020-09, a resolution authorizing the lease purchase of 2 fire trucks for the Youngsville Volunteer Fire Department. Again, we're opening the public hearing on those items which I've just read, which are items 2.1 to 5.3. Any public comment can be received by dialing 337-857-6937. Today, we also, or up until today at 3 p.m., we also accepted any written comments by email to Sally Andrews, our city clerk. And Ms. Andrews has informed me that she's received no written public comments. Is that correct, Ms. Andrews?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, would you say again, please?
Yes, Mayor, that is correct. I received nothing.
Okay, thank you. And so I know that there's a delay on the live stream, so we'll wait just a couple of minutes for public comment to be received on these items. Okay, the live stream is caught up, so the public comment period is really just beginning, I guess. Okay, last call for public comment, 337-857-6937. And again, this is only for items which I've read, which are items on tonight's agenda 2.1 to 5.3. All right, we'll go ahead and begin with the agenda this evening. There's been no comments read, no comments entered in by either written email or also by telephone into the City Council chambers. We'll go ahead and proceed with the agenda this evening. Minutes, agenda item 2.1 is acceptance of the minutes of March 12th, 2020. All right, a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Abshire, and there was a second by Councilman Bolgiano. Any comments or questions about the minutes? All right, Ms. Andrews, please proceed with the roll call.
Mr. Abshire,
Yes.
Mr. Bolgiano. Mayor, you have him on mute.
Sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry,
Abstain.
and Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Approved.
Thank you, Ms. Andrews. Thank you, Council. Agenda item 3.1 is acceptance of the finance report, February 2020.
Make a motion.
All right.
I assume.
Motion by Councilman Romero, and a second by Councilman Bolgiano. Any comments or questions about the finance report? Okay, Ms. Andrews?
Mr. Bolgiano,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Abshire.
Yes.
Approved.
All right, thank you, Council. Other business 4.1 is to award the bid for the Fountain View Sewer Rehab Project, the Gulf Coast Underground LLC, in the amount of $216,800.
A motion to accept.
Thank you, Councilman Abshire, second by Councilman Stansberry. Any comments or questions on this contract award? Okay, no council comment. Ms. Andrews, please call the roll.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Abshire,
Yes.
Mr. Bolgiano.
Yes.
Approved.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Agenda item 4.2 is to amend the 1999 sales tax budget in the amount of $200,000 to fund sewer testing in Highland Ridge subdivision. Council, this is a continuation of our I&I work to maximize capacity of our wastewater treatment plant. So this is consistent with what we've done in other areas where we've had a lot of infiltration of stormwater in particular. And this will be funded from the 1999 sewer sales tax.
I'll make a motion to amend the sales tax.
All right, thank you, Councilman Bolgiano.
Second.
All right, Councilman Williams, thank you, sir. Any comments or questions prior to the council vote? Okay, no council comment. Ms. Andrews?
Mr. Stansberry,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Abshire,
Yes.
Mr. Bolgiano,
Yes.
Mr. Romero.
Yes.
Approved.
Great. Thank you. Agenda item 5.1, excuse me, is resolution 2020-07, authorizing the mayor to enter into a mutual assistance agreement between the city of Youngsville, city of Broussard, city of Karen Crow, and city of Scott for additional law enforcement protection for emergencies or special events. Let's see, I'm going to unmute Chief Boudreaux. Chief, any comments related to that resolution item?
This is, we're creating a task force if we were to have a homicide or one of the other municipalities have a homicide, instead of them having to swear us in, whenever we get there, this gives us a mutual aid agreement where we'll be able to go for whatever is needed. And then all the costs would be incurred by each municipality.
We have a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to adopt resolution number 2020-07.
Thank you. I have a motion by
Second.
Councilman Stansberry. Sorry, Councilman Romero, second. Any comments or questions?
Who was the second mayor? I'm sorry.
Second, Councilman Romero. Any comments or questions for the chief? Okay, I'm muting just a few of you again, just to pick it. All right, Ms. Andrews.
Mr. Williams? They're muted, Mayor.
I'm sorry, Councilman Williams, would you go ahead, please?
Yes.
All right, that was my
Mr.
fault.
Abshar?
Yes.
Mr. Bogiano?
Yes.
Mr. O'Meara?
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry?
Yes.
Approved.
All right, thank you. Agenda item 5.2, resolution 2020-08, a resolution declaring that a public emergency exists due to the extreme road failure in Cedar Grove Drive and possible other areas in Cedar Hill subdivision. Council, at a previous meeting, you allocated funds for the overlay of this particular neighborhood. And there, prior to proceeding with that work, there was some investigation of areas of apparent failure. And we did some subsurface investigation to determine what the reasons for the failure were. So Clint is, or Pam are both here this evening that can address the issue and tell you what's prescribed for the work. I'll tell you that what we're doing is, I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, we had some core samples taken of the areas where there was apparent road failure. Basically, what we want to do is make sure that before we proceed with an overlay, that we do appropriate subsurface investigation and make certain that the road's going to be built along here. So what we're asking for is an emergency authorization, because area of extreme road failure, when there was subsurface investigation, Terry, Clinton, Pam called me out. They could see just really fill beneath the road that was really in poor condition. And so what we're asking for is to remove that fill, replace it with proper fill, and proceed with repairing the road properly. Terry, Clint, or Pam, any comments on that before we proceed?
Mayor, just before this meeting, I received the results of the borings. I haven't had a chance to go through all of them, but it is a good thing we took them, and we took them deep, because in that one area, there's some bad soils that are beyond 10 feet deep. So I haven't had a chance to digest it all to come up with what's the final, and to work with Clint and Terry, but there are some areas that are gonna take more than just the mill and overlay.
Okay, thanks. Any questions for the team? Okay, we'll entertain a motion to
Motion to accept resolution 2020-08.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Abshar, second by Mr. Bolgiano. Any additional comments or questions prior to the vote? All right, Ms. Andrews.
Mr. Abshar?
Yes.
Mr. Bogiano?
Sorry.
Mr. O'Meara?
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Approved.
Right. Thank you, Council. With that authorization, we'll proceed with how it's prescribed by law. We will review those core samples that Pam indicated that she has, and we'll work with the legal process to make certain that we will prescribe the appropriate amount of work, and we'll get it done as quickly as possible. Okay, moving along. Agenda item 4.2 is resolution 5.3, resolution 2020-09, a resolution authorizing the lease purchase of 2 fire trucks for the Youngsville Volunteer Fire Department. Let's see, Councilman Bolgiano and Chief Rivette, you're both unmuted if you'd like to comment about that. Yep.
I guess before we go into the discussion, I'd like to, if we can make an amendment to this resolution, and we can change it to 1 fire truck. I want the council to know that both of these trucks are needed desperately. The trucks that they're replacing are 20 years old, and we're spending almost 2 times the amount of a payment per year on these trucks. We're spending that in repairs, but we are willing to negotiate down to just a 1 truck and stagger the purchase of the trucks at this time. To, I guess, save some cost and financials due to everything going on. And also, I guess, as most of you are aware, the mayor is working on a financial plan to deliver to everyone on transitioning us to a city entity. So we know that that's going to be a cost increase for the city as well. So I guess to save costs now, if we want to change or make an amendment to this resolution to 1 fire truck to save some cost, we can. Of course, with everyone's approval to that.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion on resolution number 2020-09 and amend it to 1 fire truck at this time.
Second.
Can we just know that we can make sure that we can revisit this issue at the end of the year, or I guess 6 months from now, once the I guess the financials are up to date and the tax base is kind of reset from COVID.
That seems fair to me, Councilman Abchar.
Yeah, just a question before we get on with that motion. Is there any way, and I mean, not to say that, do we have to come up with another motion, or can you just put it in a motion to stagger the purchases of the vehicles, or would that even matter? I mean, are we getting a cost savings with 2? And I mean, I'm just trying to sit and weigh, if we keep them both in there, if we get the same cost savings, if we were to buy 2, it's just in the resolution, we've got it segregated out. We agree to buy 2, but it's segregated. We're getting,
Yeah, there's a cost savings on buying 2 trucks at one time. There's a fee that you're going to pay, a one-time fee versus paying like $7,000 per truck. You're paying a one-time $2,000 fee to buy both trucks. I mean, also the cost of inflation, cost of materials is going to go up tremendously as it does every year. So the longer you wait to buy another one, the price will increase, like everything else does with inflation.
If I could, earlier in the week, I had a conversation with the mayor and Chief Rivette, and I know Chief's on the call, and I confirmed with him with the conversation that the need is definitely for 1 truck right now, which this past fiscal year we budgeted to allocate money to the fire department that we haven't used all that. So I think financially we can afford 1, but the chief recommended not even purchasing the second one for another year to 2 years. So I think keeping a motion, I would hate for us to handcuff ourselves to 2 vehicles if financially we're not able to work on that at the end of the year. I don't see a problem bringing another motion at the end of the year or beginning next year when when we have all the financials straight with the fire department to see where we're at for a second truck.
well, Lindy, and I'm sorry, Chief Rivette as well, this question goes to you. Did you not just say we're spending that money right now in repairs to that truck?
Correct.
Right now, I mean, if I don't know, did y'all receive the paperwork I had submitted?
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at it on that account quick report, the top item, engine 61, just in the year 2018 and 2019, we spent $38,441 just in 2 years in maintenance and repairs. And the bottom truck, engine 62, just this year, we spent $40,000, on maintenance and repairs. The engine 62, this is still hiccups from the 2016 flood, that the insurance covered some of it, but not all of it. You know, we had to pay our share. But both trucks are 20 years old. They're both 2000 trucks. As per our conversation with the mayor and Mr. Romero yesterday, absolutely, you know, one truck would be appreciated. Could we use two? Absolutely. But let's look at another 15, 20 years down the road. At that point, when it's time to replace trucks again, replacing two at a time could be very expensive. So, I mean, it's whatever the council decides, and I mean, I'll be okay with it. I definitely need a truck. There's no doubt for that.
It looks like with that report that
Yep, good. Councilman Romero.
just when we skimmed through that report, the first two attachments, the first one is engine 61, and just in this 2020 year, $681 was spent. Engine 62 is the one that's 40,000 has been spent just this year. So I'm assuming, Chief Rivette, is that correct? 62 is the one that needs to be replaced?
Yes, that's the main one that needs it. That $681 that you're seeing for this year, engine 61, that's just the oil change.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't had that one for it was in the shop for a lot of the year.
Yeah, we just got 62 back about a week or two ago, and 61 was in the shop for a good while. That one had its engine rebuilt as well.
Okay, so that there's a motion to amend the resolution by Councilman Romero, and there was a second by Councilman Williams to amend the resolution to proceed with purchase of one. In your conversations with Ms. Andrews, she's informed that, and talking to our bonding attorney, we'll be bringing back details of the financing at the council meeting. This is what really start the process.
Right, once this is going through right here, when the lease agreement comes up, the council will have to see the terms and approve that lease as well. So if you buy another one later on, that would still have to come back to the council too. So it doesn't, you know, they have to approve both leases if they do decide to do one later on.
Any other council comments or discussion prior to the vote? There's a motion and a second to amend to with one fire truck purchase. Councilman Williams.
Lindy, you okay with all that? Lindy,
Yeah.
are you okay with all that we just discussed?
Oh yeah, I mean, I concur and I agree with the chief. One truck is definitely needed, and we can work with that for now. We just wanted to make sure that you know, everyone understands that the cost of inflation goes up on these vehicles, and the cost savings of buying two versus one. And not to mention, if something breaks on 61 in the next 6 months to a year, that you may be paying the exact same amount of money in insurance costs just to fix that one versus replacing it. And also the depreciation value is going to go down more over the year. But I mean, we're okay with one for now. We definitely need to replace one, as long as this issue is revisited and not put on the back burner for another 5 years. I think we'll be okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other council comments or questions related to the resolution? Okay, hearing none, Ms. Andrews, please call the roll.
Mr. Bargiano,
Yes.
Mr. O'Meara,
Yes.
Mr. Stansberry,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes,
Mr. Abshar.
Yes.
Approved.
All right, thank you, council. We'll move ahead to staff reports and mayor announcements. Let's see, Pam, anything you'd like to share? Update on the roundabout that's under construction, perhaps?
Yeah, the roundabout, they are moving pretty good. They'll be, you'll see a lot of concrete pours on the second side. Most of our utility relocations are done. We were waiting on Slimco to move a pole, so that was kind of something that slowed us down on that one. And we're about 70 to 75% done on the second design of the second roundabout.
Wonderful. All right, thank you. Any questions for Pam or for Clint? Any engineering questions?
No.
Okay. Susan did submit her report to you. She had a I assume a small family gathering to attend tonight, but she sends her regards. So, Clint or Terry, any comments that are for the council?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, let's see. We'll go to Chief Boudreaux.
Well, I'm sure y'all heard from the video, we've had some car burglaries. This afternoon, the sheriff's office also had some, and they got in pursuit of the suspects, and they have been taken into custody. So we'll be linking up with them here real soon to see if we recover any of the property that was taken. I just reminded everybody to scam the IRS, and nobody's going to call them for their personal information for these stimulus checks. I've already gotten 2 or 3 calls in reference to that, so we're just reminding everybody about that. And, so far, it seems like the majority of the people here in town are complying with the order, but the grocery stores are outrageous. So other than that, that's it.
All right. Chief Rivette, anything for the council?
Just to let y'all know, even with everything going on, our call volume has actually dwindled down, which is a good thing. But I would love to see people stay home more often.
All right. Thank you, Chief. Let's see, Ms. Champagne.
No, sir, Mayor, we're all good. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, Ben or Ms. Andrews, or any comments for the council?
The only comment I have is that we received an extra $5,000 for Hurricane Barry for administrative expense that it just threw in with no paperwork required. So that's a great thing. Anyway, we haven't received it yet, but we hope to receive it soon with the other funds.
Thank you. I know that was quite a bit of work on y'all's part. So thank you for seeing that through. Tim?
Administratively, we're doing things that normally don't have time to get to, or we have time to revise and improve. Our ground maintenance, they're here every day continuing to work. So hopefully we can get right back into plan on May 1st. Everything remains closed here except the walking trail. And we're just trying to let the public know that here to social distancing and to stay on the walking trail, just for the safety of the community and for the safety of our employees that are out trying to maintain the 70 acres, all the game fields, the soccer fields, so we won't miss a beat when it's time to get back on the fields.
All right, thank you, Tim. Council, any questions for staff reports before we start with ours? All right, I'll go ahead and make just a few comments. First, I wanted to share that as everyone knew, but has probably been very distracted, this is the census time. April 1st was Census Day. I'm proud of Youngsville's current participation. It's at 54.5%. That's ahead of the Louisiana's percentage is at 43.2, and the U.S. is 46.7 right now. So I would just emphasize for all the members of everyone in Youngsville or beyond to complete the census and to be counted, because that does control a lot of things, and it's certainly more than bragging rights. It affects representation, it affects funding, and there's a lot that goes into that over the next decade. So if you haven't participated in the census, please do so. I'd like to also encourage everybody to continue shopping local. Our local businesses, all businesses are suffering right now, and I'm grateful always grateful for all the businesses that have chosen to make that investment here in Youngsville, and they need our help more than ever. So please keep them in mind during this tough time with COVID-19. I also just want to make a comment. I mean, as everybody knows, it's Easter this weekend, and it's normally a very obviously joyous occasion. I mean, Easter still continues. Tomorrow is Good Friday. In listening to the health officials and in our daily meetings with Mayor President Guillory and his team, where we're cautiously optimistic that the social distancing has been working. We're still asking the public to please adhere to the no gatherings, any crowds. that you're getting together with, no crowds, excuse me, this weekend at all. Any groups or functions should really be limited to your immediate family or those that you would generally interact with in your household. So now's not the time for us to be complacent or to let our guard down. I am, it's none of us like the situation that we're in, but I know that the majority of us wish that we would just hurry up and get back to normal. But in order for us to do that, we're encouraging the public to, as Tim said, adhere to the social distancing rules, keep 6 feet apart, stay home whenever possible. One person, one buggy at the grocery stores. And in this weekend, no matter how hard it is, please try to limit your interactions on what would otherwise normally be a very great time. So watch church services online. Continue to celebrate Easter. I know a lot of the neighborhoods in Youngsville have been doing the bear hunts, and now I know that many of them are doing decorating Easter eggs throughout the windows. And have been very proud to see how our communities responded and handled this type of adversity. Speaking of adversity, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity just to recognize the staff, Ms. Champagne and her team and all of our directors, because this is the end of 3 weeks of operating City Hall virtually. I'm having this meeting from my house tonight, as is everyone else. And I'm proud of, I didn't give them much notice to say that we were going to do this 3 weeks ago. In fact, I think I was resisting it, but felt it was important that we set the right example and lead from the front. So I'm proud of the staff for mobilizing and standing up there. Our contingency plans for operating at home. I mean, to my knowledge, services are still handling as normal. New utility connections, new service requests. Public Works is still operating at full capacity, as is, all the other facets of city government, payroll, payables, you name it. The only thing that we're not doing is having meetings face to face. But for members of the public and for our council, if there's something that's not being addressed or needs to be addressed better during this time, please bring it to my attention. Youngsville City Government is still open to serve you. We're just doing so in a manner to promote the stay-at-home mandate that we're trying to encourage everyone to follow. So that's what we're doing at Youngsville City Hall. Those are my only announcements. So I'll yield to Councilman Abshire.
I'll just echo the sentiments of Mayor. Encourage everybody, please shop local, because yes, we're in dire need of it.
Thank you, Councilman Abshire. Let's see, Councilman Bolgiano. Oh wait, excuse me. Sorry, I thought that was your radio that kept going off, so I had you muted.
No problem. So a little bit to make an announcement. The Youngsville Professional Firefighters Association and the Youngsville Professional Police Association, we're going to join together. We kind of organized an event. I was really honored and humbled by Nadal with Agave and Zeus with what they did. So we were going to put together next Saturday a 1,000-plate jambalaya giveaway to the citizens of Youngsville. We're going to narrow down a time that we're going to, plan to kind of kick this off next Saturday. We'll announce that at some point Tuesday or Wednesday, and get with the media to kind of exploit that out there. But I think it was a very honorable thing for him to do. And I think at this time, I think it's best that we all come together and we try to give back as much as possible to our community. Of course, all ingredients will be bought here, local in Youngsville, to give back to our community here. But that's going to be our go-to plan. So if you have any questions, just feel free to contact me.
Well said. Thanks. So that'll be next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that. And I agree. The generosity of Nadal, Balbisi, and the ownership group of Zeus and Agave, were very impressed by it. Zeus has been here in Youngsville for more than a decade, and they took a chance on Youngsville before taking a chance on Youngsville was a more popular thing to do. So appreciate his generosity. And the only problem with it, I guess, if there was any, was that there could be perhaps a few people less that that purchase from our local businesses for takeout service that night. So just keep them in mind as and we all agree. So thank you, Councilman Romero.
No, just continue to shop local. I think the mayor and y'all have done a great job publicizing that, whether it's on Facebook or other avenues. I think that's great. I know that a lot of these business owners, some of you guys on the call, thoughts and prayers go out to all y'all. We'll continue to shop there, and hopefully everybody else does too. And have a happy Easter.
Thank you, Councilman Romero. You too. Let's see, Councilman Stansberry. You dropped to the bottom somehow. I don't know what happened
Yes,
there.
can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm having a bad connection on this end, but yeah, just please continue to shop local. Thanks to the staff. Y'all have done a great job, and Mayor doing an outstanding job. Tim, Chief, and happy Easter.
Thank you, Councilman Stansberry. And just if y'all watch, if you replay this later, I was not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what I assume is Gary's cat.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to contain him, but he wants to get in the picture. Sorry, y'all.
So no problem. I'm sorry for my reactions, Councilman Williams.
Same thing, y'all. Shop local and listen. Just continue praying. That's all. It looks like it seems to be on a downhill, downcline, whatever you want to say. But just keep on and listen. Whatever you do, continue praying for family and friends. Because let me tell you, this is the time that they need it more than ever.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. I think we all agree. Youngsville's gone through plenty of adversity before, but this is as everybody knows, unprecedented. And my thoughts are and prayers are with everyone that's affected, the business owners, and also we need to keep a close eye on our the oil field and that industry as well, because I think that's been a little bit outshadowed by the COVID-19 crisis, but it's something that has all of our attention. You don't have to look far for somebody that's been impacted by it. So
amen to that.
As we conclude the meeting, we'll keep all that in our thoughts. Any other comments this evening? All right, that concludes the agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Bolgiano. Motion second by Councilman Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Get down, boy.